I was listening to CNN on the ride over here just to get a sense of how the regime media was reporting it. And they are absolutely over the moon about this speech. It was pure Pravda, pure propaganda. I was trying to transcribe and send it to the team here. I mean, they were like, she had to prove herself tonight that she was able to be a moderate center-left Democrat, and she met the moment. And the Republicans that I'm talking to, this is John King just before I walked in, the Republicans I'm talking to say she did what she had to do tonight. I mean, I'm not sure what real sources John King has as far as Republicans. Yeah, Adam Kinzinger, I'm sure. Liz Cheney and the like. I feel completely divorced from their reality because of it, because as I was listening to it, I legitimately thought it was shrill. I thought it was vapid. I thought it was...
I totally agree.
I thought it was hard to listen to. I felt like she looked uncomfortable. I felt like she was throwing really empty lines to, appease the military, say we need this lethal force, and you're like, okay, I guess. I mean, you do seem to love war, I presume. She didn't mention inflation. She didn't.
That's the buried lead of the night. Yeah. Keep going, Andrew. That's the buried lead. I want to get that after you're done. Keep going.
Yeah, she didn't mention inflation. She didn't mention the invasion. She acted like, she was this outsider and that she was going to come and fix all of these terrible problems. But, again, you have to defend the fact that you have been a vice president for 3.5 years and you were in the Senate before that. And again, 12 of the last 16 years, Democrats have been in charge. What are you going to be doing that's any different than this? So I just felt like it was a complete dud. I felt like it was really, really missing the mark. I didn't think it was going to expand the tent at all. I felt like you didn't believe anything she was saying. So to hear CNN be so bullish on what they heard, I mean, I literally am more convinced than ever that the amount of free thinking away from regime talking points that the CNN panelists are able to do is approximately zero at this point. I think they were in on the Biden coup. They went hard, fast, and then first, and now they are circling the wagons to protect Kamala, or whatever her name is.
So the other buried lead tonight is just how the neocons have completely taken over the Democrat Party. So we had Leon Panetta, Adam Kinzinger, and Leon Panetta was literally like, and we and the Democrat Party believe that America should defend democracy in every corner of the planet. You're like, what? What Democrat Party is this? Secondly, then you had Adam Kinzinger that says the most important thing happening is our battle against Russia. And then Kamala Harris says, literally, she says, word for word, Blake, can you talk about this tweet you sent, that she's going to make it the most lethal fighting force on the planet and that she's not afraid to use it? I mean, this is really terrifying neocon, nation builder, warmongering stuff. The buried lead is how the Democrat Party went from the anti-war party to the loving war party, Blake.
Charlie, there's a former U.S. president who I think made a great point on this. And he said, the Cold War called and it wants its foreign policy back, Charlie. Remember that 2012?
Yeah,
2012, Mitt Romney?
Romney. Yeah, Obama.
Was it the 80s called? I can't remember what exactly he said. But
yeah,
the 80s called.
Yeah, we've literally done a full reversal. We've got we have the pro-war Democrats doing John McCain. Like that could have been like the foreign policy beats of that speech could have been John McCain's 2008 acceptance speech. In fact, after I talk about this, I'm going to look up John McCain's speech and see what it says. And if I don't bring it up again, it's because I embarrassed myself, and you can clip this and put it on the internet or something. But I'm going to look it up right now and see what he said and see how it compares to what Kamala did.
Kamala Harris, her intro is so awkward, so forced. She's well known to have performance anxiety. She looked as if she wanted to get through the speech as quickly as possible. She did not meet the moment. The moment kind of honestly slapped her around. She looked intimidated. She did not look confident. It was awful. And I say that objectively. In fact, Andrew, my Twitter was going off a little bit. I had some thoughts. Let me read some of these tweets here.
I was joking. I was at the airport stuck there and I was going, I was like, Charlie's on one tonight and I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So it was good. I support it.
Here's the one. Kamala can't handle the standing ovation. Overwhelmed, frustrated, irritated, not ready for prime time. She's doing the major hand movement thing tonight. Her training didn't stick. She's moving around too much, anxious, frenetic, not poised. The speech has way too many random names. We don't care. You're a fraud. You've ruined America, and you're a bad speaker. It's now abundantly clear why she fizzled out in the 2020 Dem primary. No talent, overrated, staged. Usually when you accept a nomination, you attempt to not be the worst speaker of your convention. Did Kamala just reference her experience with elder abuse as a personal qualification? Who's going to tell her? Kamala had one job, and she's blowing it. Kamala, you're supposed to drink after the speech. A bunch of Democrats at HQ are looking at each other and saying, oh, that's why we thought picking her was a bad idea. She has no idea what she's doing. She's talking over the crowd. She thinks that she wants this to be over with. No vibe, no energy. Kamala, if you will end the housing shortage, why didn't you do it the last 3.5 years or do it today? Is this an AA meeting or a nomination speech? This is a wine mom struggle session. Kamala says they will pass a middle-class tax cut. Why haven't you done that? You're the vice president of the United States. The loudest applause line inevitably comes about having the ability to murder your unborn baby. This is the only freedom they believe in. Where are the 320,000 missing kids, Kamala? Kamala has allowed 10 million people to invade our country. 320,000 kids are now missing because of her. She's a liar and a fraud. And finally, I keep on going. Kamala is getting heckled while talking about Gaza. Kamala successfully just pissed off all the Jews in Pennsylvania and Muslims in Michigan. And it continues from there. Blake, what is the online chatter saying?
You know, it's a mix.
Actually, I have seen, just real quick on that, I have seen the DSA types, the far left types are just really, really upset with her comments about Israel. Disappointing, having a party that's supposed to be the voice for all people, constantly ignoring a whole group that are being killed. But hey, Kamala is brat. I'm just reading a tweet here. F the DNC, F Kamala, F Israel, F the United States. I mean, just they're so mad. They're talking about, oh, you say, you know, someone's killing the Palestinians, but who's killing the Palestinians? Yeah, they're going off on. They're saying AIPAC must have paid her to say these things. They're really up in arms about that.
I looked it up.
Is this a fair amount of?
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. It's like all the DSA types.
I looked it up, Charlie, and Kamala was more hawkish than John McCain was in 2008.
Whoa.
Yeah, in 2008.
No way.
In 2008, John McCain was saying this: Russia's leaders, rich with oil wealth and corrupt with power, have rejected democratic ideals and the obligations of a responsible power. They invaded a small democratic neighbor to gain more control over the world's oil supply. Goes on a bit. The brave people of Georgia need our solidarity and prayers. Applause. And then he says, as president, I'll work to establish good relations with Russia so that we need not fear a return to the Cold War.
That's unreal.
But we can't turn a blind eye to Russia.
The modern Democrat Party is now legitimately a warmonger party.
More hawkish on Russia than John McCain.
How did we get here?